Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be looking at more gut feeling stories, so yeah, let's just get right into the video. Quite literally a gut feeling actually. I was on the bus commuting to my university and began to feel extremely bloated, so I decided to get off. Turns out it was a relatively good move because as soon as I got off the bus, I began furiously crapping myself. And I mean like full on butt blasting diarrhea. Of course, it didn't really help me avoid crapping myself, but it helped me not embarrass myself. Well, in the end, they still pooped themselves. I've actually never pooped myself before. Not that I want to. I've peed myself before though. Like, I was busting to go to the toilet, but we were playing hide and seek. And I was like busting, okay? And I was just in the dark and I was like busting and I just peed myself. This was when I was a kid, okay? When I was a kid. Not yesterday. Not today. I was about 11 and this neighborhood man started kind of hanging around my friends and me sometimes. He was friendly and would buy us junk food. My little friend crowd was mostly boys and it wasn't unusual for me to be the only girl with them. This man started inviting them over for snacks, would give them money, etc. And they thought he was the greatest thing. I got a creepy feel and didn't like how he seemed to look at me more than the boys. So I never went to his house. Creeps started bringing gifts to my house for me until my mum answered the door one day and told him to hit the road and never come back. The next we heard of him was in the newspaper because he was serving time. They were right then. That is honestly so suspicious though, because like someone just giving kids money and bringing them to their house when you don't even know them? That is creepy. Have these boys never heard of the don't follow a stranger home kind of thing? I pull up to a four-way stop. I'm reading towards the river and I look to my left and right after coming to a full stop and see no one. But instead of going, I like almost heard a voice in my head say, "Stop and take a drink of your drink." I didn't hear a voice, but I felt this oddly strong prompting in my mind's inner dialogue to take a drink of my drink. As I'm reaching down to grab it, a car flies through that intersection, going as fast as you possibly could on that street. It would have crashed right into me on my side, and likely injured me and my toddler daughter in the car seat behind me for good. Oh! So many stories about these. I don't like it. How sad is it when you're following all the rules and someone breaks the rules and you have to be the victim? So it was during the Easter holidays. Me and my family live in a block of flats. I was 10 and we were the last ones to leave, so we were all alone in the building. We were going to the garage to get the car and my family, all four of them, took the elevator. I, however, decided to take the stairs because I had this fear in the back of my head that I might get stuck in there. And while I was walking down the stairs, I hear a voice from the elevator shaft. It was stuck and all my family was in it. Long story short, they managed to fill me up with courage and I went out asking strangers for help. Me, a 10-year-old. Thankfully, a lady helped me and called a 911 and we were able to get my family out of the elevator. I still take the stairs whenever we are leaving for a family trip. This story is they saved themselves and the family just got trapped, you know. They didn't warn anyone. I was thinking he was going to tell his family to get out and to climb the stairs with him, but nah. He was like, you guys can take the elevator because I'm scared something's gonna happen, so I'ma just go up the stairs. That's funny. I was walking home from work one night last week and I could hear footsteps behind me. I was on the phone to my partner at the time, like I do when I have to walk home alone at night. The footsteps start getting louder and when I crossed the road I could hear this person running and saw them out of the corner of my eye, seemingly towards me. So I turned around and looked right at them, which seems to startle them, and they ran in front of me and kept walking. I slowed right down at this point and just watched them, describing very loudly to my partner what this man looks like and what he was doing. He was acting very shifty, crossing the road over and over when he didn't need to and constantly looking back at me. I hid behind some bushes and waited for him to go out of sight. After that, then carried on home. Pretty sure he was planning on mugging me. I saw him again when I walked home last night, but I wasn't alone this time. Still pretty freaked out. He was there again? What if he was her stalker, so like he knew where she worked and everything? That is really freaky. Thank gosh she turned around and scared him away. She was like, what you want, huh? What you want? That's so funny. Not as dramatic, but walking to uni, I halted at some random point and 1 second later, seagull poop lands right in front of me. Felt blessed at that moment. I thought it was lucky if a bird poops on you. So that is pretty unlucky. I mean, I just heard that if a bird poops on you, you get good luck, okay? This just means they avoided their luck. I was staying in a room with 4 other girls. One of the girls was sleeping in the bed parallel to these huge French doors. Anyway, I had a dream that one of the doors fell onto this girl, and I woke up and sat up and looked at the doors. I noticed that it was leaning slightly, and as I watched it started to fall. I have never moved so fast in my life, but I got across the room basically in one huge bound and caught the door a couple of inches from her face. She was unhurt, just a bit shocked as to why I was suddenly next to her holding up the door. I still think about it sometimes. So that sounds like a superhero reflex, you know? Like they just dream about future bad things happening and then they'll go like fix it, you know, and they'll go save people. This girl is actually a hero. Was standing on the side of a highway trying to get my bearings. I noticed a car walking up towards me. Something told me I needed to get away, so I hit the crosswalk button and got the green light right away. I ran across the road and the car pulled a U-turn and started following me. I grabbed the license plate and ran into a nearby hotel. Peeked out the front doors and noticed the car had parked nearby. Called the cops. They came to talk to me. I gave them the info and it turned out they'd been after this guy for a while. Thank gosh. That is so smart. Wow. They got the license plate and then they went to hide in a hotel and then they called the cops. That is quick thinking, honestly. Thank gosh that guy was caught though, because what if he wasn't caught and he did this to someone else? Every Wednesday I have the same errand to run and I always park in this one tiny parking lot in the middle of downtown. Today I thought to myself, no, I really need to park in the street somewhere this time. No real reason why. Found a spot even though it was farther away and parked there. When I was done with my errand and going back to my car, I passed by the parking lot and it was surrounded by emergency vehicles. Apparently there was a fire. Good thing I didn't park there today. How crazy is it when someone changes their daily routine and something actually happens? I always find that so crazy because like they've been doing this like every week or every day and then one day they change it. That day something happens. That's crazy. It didn't exactly save my life, but I did avoid getting robbed. When I was in high school, I was supposed to hang out with some friends after school. They were taking a long time to come out of class, and I just had a feeling that I should go home. I tried to message them, but didn't get a reply, so I went home. Later that day, I heard from one of them that a group of guys came up to them as they exited the school and asked for their phones and money. I felt bad for them, but I was glad that I wasn't there because anything could have happened. Holy... If only the people responded to the text messages, you know. My husband, me, and our 2 young children were visiting my parents. They live in a rural farming area. There are steep hills fenced right next to the road. We left late. The kids were asleep. We seatbelted the kids in the backseat of the small car. Driving down one of the steep hills and around a curve, I get an anxious feeling and say out loud, "It's a wonder we have never seen any cows loose out here." Then we start up another steep hill and I say, "Can you imagine if a black cow was out on a night like this?" My husband immediately slows down and at the bottom of the hill, a black cow was standing in the middle of the road in our lane. We were stunned. We slowly drove around the cow and looked for an open gate or downed fence. We didn't see anything. It was surreal. Looking back, I have said, it was sixth sense or divine intervention. What was the cow doing in the middle of the road? The cow was like, I gotta escape. You know how when people say, imagine if this happened? I wonder how many of those things actually happened. I was heading to my mum's house for dinner and my gut told me to go back and get my dog. I couldn't shake the feeling. I got home and rushed in as soon as I could because I had this terrible feeling. I walked in on him choking on who knows what. I was able to help him and he was okay. I took him with me to my mum's. If I hadn't gone back, I would have lost my baby boy. He would have been scared and alone too. Oh my gosh, thank gosh they went back. Poor Papa. That dog must have been so scared when that was happening. Thank gosh for the owner. Thank gosh. Walking down the main road with my classmates, a man ran past me and ripped my purse off my body. I had it diagonally across my chest, so he literally had to rip it, yanking me backwards. My first reaction was to lean into the drag to turn myself around and immediately take off chasing this guy. I am a young female, so he probably didn't expect any resistance. He saw me following him, got startled and tripped. He threw the purse back in my direction, got up and ran away. That purse had my phone, passport, and much of my money in it. I was so glad I got it back. I was also very well respected by my classmates who saw it happen, so that was cool. Whoa, this girl is a boss. Wow. The guy was like scared. The guy was like, okay, take it back. I guess their gut instincts were their reflexes, because that's some fast reflex. Like, did she learn to do that somewhere or what? I want to learn how to protect myself too. I don't usually get sick except between December and January. I fall extremely ill, probably flu. I puke and it just kills me. It happened this year, but I felt like something was wrong this time and wanted to go to urgent care. They told me I needed to go to the hospital. Turns out on top of the sickness, I had large clots in my lungs and leg and spent 2 weeks in the hospital. Guys, take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay warm, stay safe, okay? Take care of your health. Well, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!